Hello, good afternoon, depending of where in the world you're watching, or good night, who knows, depending. Welcome to ISKI Certification Days 2020. We are on the third date today. We're welcoming today Harry and Leo. You're going to be seeing very shortly a presentation, very, very exciting and very good, I can say since now, that you can expect from seeing from them. My name is Andrea. I'm going to be the host today. I just want to very quickly pop in here and remind everyone this is a live transmission. So you're more than welcome to comment in the section down below any of your questions that you may have. And maybe at the end, we will have a very quick Q&A with both Harry and Leo as well. Without taking much of their time, Harry and Leo are going to be speaking today about Certified DevOps portfolio for building high-performing organizations. So, and it's a topic that's quite important to current times. So I'm just going to pass this on to both of them and not take much of their time. Harry, Leo, more than welcome to start presenting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.
Welcome to all of you. Also on behalf of Harry, of course. Andrea said good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. In Netherlands, it's a good afternoon. Also in India, I guess. And next slide, please.
Sure.
Yes, we're going to talk about the Certified DevOps portfolio for building high-performing organizations. Let me explain first before I tell you. Oh, that's a little bit fast.
Okay.
It's okay. Our program contains four certifications. This is the DevOps Professional, the DevOps Practitioner, DevOps Leadership, and the DevSecOps Practitioner. Today, Harry especially is going to talk about the Certified DevOps Professional and the Certified DevSecOps Practitioner, because these are the first two certificates we're going to launch. The other two will be available at the beginning of next year. What you see over here is the agenda, a very short agenda. We will explain who we are, who Harry is, who I am, what DevOn is, because that's our organization, DevOn. Why DevOps certification program is important, the reasons for it, how we designed it, the DevOps certification program, and what you will get. So more about the content of the certification. I guess the next slide's about us, Harry, and maybe it's a good idea that, Harry, that you explain or that you tell yourself who you are. You can do it your best.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Leo. Thanks to Andrea. I'm Hari Gurumoorthin. I am a principal consultant at DevOn. I have been in this industry almost 20 years, and currently I'm playing more of a DevOps consultant. My current passion and goal is to share best practices DevOps across the globe. That's short about me.
That's short, Harry. Yeah, thank you. Since I have over 30 years IT experience, I can give you a long story. I will do the short story. So 30 years IT experience, the last 15 years working in agile environments, and wrote 6 books about software quality. The last book was DevOps. Sorry, I have it all with my teeth. DevOps for I'm missing the title. Quality for DevOps teams. The book was launched 6 months ago. I already forgot the title, but Quality for DevOps teams was the last book I wrote together with Rick Mercedes. Organization I work for at the moment is DevOn. Maybe next slide, Harry. And maybe that's important because we think DevOps is very important. And this organization, DevOn, Pro Awareness DevOn, was founded almost 16 years ago. It started with agile transitions, agile coaching, agile training. And last years, I guess the last 3 years, 4 years, we also started with DevOps. And that organization is called DevOn. It's about DevOps transitions. And what we do, we have 3 pillars over there. We do transitions, automations, we give DevOps trainings, and we also have high-performing IT delivery teams. Very good transitions. We work with our client on 3 levels. So on the C level, that's more a strategic approach. How do you change organization? What do you need? Then we have more or less a tactical level. That's in the domains. Then we have our DevOps consultants helping the team how to work in DevOps manner. And also we have our engineers working in the teams who work on CI/CD pipeline security, whatever you need in a DevOps environment. So we have these 3 pillars. Yeah, let's say the automation part, we deliver high performance to IT delivery teams, and we deliver also trainings. Based on our experience, and we work in 5 countries, we have executed DevOps transitions in more than 150, more than 200 organizations. So we have a lot of experience in DevOps transitions, and we have used this experience in our approach, in our certification scheme. And I guess this is the time that Harry can take over about the content.
Sure. So thanks a lot, Leo. That's a good introduction. So let me spend a bit of time in talking about why we need a good certification course and why everyone need to talk about it, and also why DevOps is also also getting failed in sort of organizations and in adopting it in the right way. So let me go back to a story 100 years back where mass production was so high, and when you talk about cars, etc. And uh, after Second World War, every organization was pinched because of certain resources getting out, right? So they having lack of water, scarcity was more, and efficiency was more important. So it started with Toyota. Taiichi Ohno started thinking about lean thinking model, which helped organization to use the resources well, add value to customers, maximize the value to them, as well as reduce the waste that can happen. So, and this idea was great. And when you come to digital age, waterfall was being called, and they follow similar patterns of how we build constructions industries. And the key advantage of organizations which were adapting it become, and but the problem was their cost was very high. And the unfair advantage what they got for organizations where they are able to put it on right budget, on the right cost, and how they manage it, right? And as we moved on to PC industry, PC time around 1990s, where too many variants were there, too many challenges, too many competitions was growing on. Agile was being adopted, and many organizations want to quickly go back to the market to manage the change well, right? And if you see now, the pattern is, as we are moving to the whole digital transformation in this disruptive world, most of the organizations are connected more to the customers, right? So as we continuously connect with the customers, more we learn, we should more test more ideas, more connected with them, and the continuous becoming a norm for them, right? So this way of thinking of how to build continuous delivery and continuous operation for sustainability and innovation is more important now, in this current era of digital disruption. So with this idea, all right, how to think about continuous and in enterprise level, I just want to highlight some of the key survey results from Atlassian 2020 on DevOps, where 85% of the organizations are still feeling that they are not able to implement DevOps in the right way. Right? They see a lot of challenges. There is a big skill gap. There are a lot of migration challenges, legacy infrastructure, and culture is the biggest challenge as well. So this story is still there, and organizations are still trying to adopt DevOps in the right way. In spite of saying they are DevOps, they still have a challenge, right? So how to see this challenge is what we are trying to highlight here. The first main challenge we see in terms of DevOps initiatives taking longer time is because DevOps is seen as an automation aspect, right? So when organization implement some kind of CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration, continuous delivery, they get a quick win, right? They get kind of quickly go to market, quickly test their product, right? Beyond that, they becomes a big struggle for them because there's a huge increase of technical debt. That automation exposes them many kind of architectural problem and your cultural problems, and it becomes a big bottleneck and become a blocker for you to move forward, right? And this pattern continues, and as they need to struggle between delivering features and also delivering value, as well as managing their architectural and technical complexity in their system, right? This is very important because most of the organizations are in this trench. They're not able to get out of this for a longer time. In fact, if you see the DORA 2018 report, you can see even bigger organizations take a longer time, around 2 to 3 years, to get out of this trench. So we started thinking how we can focus on this and make the organization get away from this huge technical debt and architectural and cultural problems, and apply lean concepts better, so that they can compete with the other organizations, right, with their competitors, right? So this is a core problem you can see where DevOps is still struggling to implement. The another bigger challenge is what we call Scrum fall model, where Agile was implemented in the middle, but the challenge is before going to Agile way of thinking, organizations take longer time to get their documentation, get their approval, get their PMOs signing in, and they create a lot of stories. They go through multiple people, and then you start building it, right? So where the developers and testers are being crunched to deliver value faster, but it doesn't go well, right? So once you finish your sprint or iteration, you go to the next iteration without reaching the hand of customers. So that becomes a bigger challenge, and you can also see a bigger cycle of centralized QA patterns where you test around 4 to 5 iterations. You find a lot of integration issues, challenges, and then we go through a lot of cycles, and it takes longer time to reach the customer, right? So in this continuous way of working, this two main problems are not handled well when you adopt DevOps. This is very similar where Agile started in a small Scrum teams, but when you want to scale the Agile to higher organization, there's a big challenge, right? So this is one important problem. The last problem which I want to highlight here is the knowledge gap in the market courses, right? One thing which we see is as Scrum started, the way we see is DevOps is more closer to a smaller teams, but when it comes to enterprise thinking model, it still lack the end-to-end view of it, the complete system thinking model. And lot of practices, all the information which is shared across are still not reflecting the current state of DevOps. Uh, Especially they lack in terms of how to do testing better, how to do database management better, how to do continuous data ops, continuous testing is still a big challenge for organizations, and see if we can cover how they are helping them, right? And another important aspect is DevOps courses are not handling on in terms of how architecture should be added, in terms of your handling your loosely coupled architecture or microservices, whatever we call now, is still not covered well, because this is part of that bigger transformation that should happen when they want to go faster to market, right? The last but not but the least, lot of capabilities which has been discussed with the current courses, what we see is not battle tested and not applied. So they are not being researched well and not given it. So what we are trying to do here is, can we take all these problems and see if we can make it better? So with this, I just want to highlight the core aspect of it. And the last point I see is not balance between dev and ops, right? When people talk about DevOps, most of the people talk about CI/CD pipeline, but in terms of their operational capabilities, in terms of reliability, how to balance it end to end is still a gap, right? Let me move on to how we approach this, mainly to build a high performing organization. Here, we try to highlight the DevOps special interest group who have taken time to help to build a very good content for us, and who can participate and build the syllabus, review them, build the best practices, and etc. So this is well researched, well by the experienced people, the practitioners in the industry, to give out updated DevOps course across. And to give up the unique value prop here, this is about to solve the not the bottom up approach but the top down approach of business, right? Mainly organizations, if they want to innovate and sustain, it should be a top down approach. So we are trying to take at the enterprise level how this can be applied across. And the second important point I would say is content is based on research. As I was highlighting, we are using a lot of research work, especially from Dora and other expertise in organizations, so that you have seen these practices, these capabilities are being validated and applied by high performing organizations. And the third point I would like to highlight is this is more towards an applied learning model, where you can take these practices and go and apply it the next day in your organization. So all the approach what we are going to share across in these courses will be focused on that, and it's more pragmatic and hands-on. So if you want to be practical, try it, so you learn more faster, right? Again, it's balanced more on software delivery and operations. So there's a good balance between how when delivery should happen, also in the operational aspect of it. This, I would say, in a nutshell, these are drivers for us, how we have built a course. We see an organization performance is depend on IT now. IT is driving. So IT's performance can be seen in terms of how they deliver value and how they manage the service well for organizations. So in terms of software delivery, it's more of capabilities to deliver business value in a waste-free model. And in terms of operations, it's more about high level of services to make the customer happy, build a customer delight. And if they are able to make this better, then it help you to reduce the time spent on operational challenges and to innovate continuously. So the pattern of continuous innovation should be built in of how organization can work on. So this approach of how we can deliver value and how to innovate faster is it the whole pattern of how we have taught the whole course. Right? And if you want to divide this into much more, we call them as capability domains, and these capability domains are split in terms of how holistically you can see the DevOps practice. Right? First of all, you see the lean enterprise model, which is the holistic way of thinking at the organization level, how and applying value rich maximum customer value, right? How to design an organization for high performance, how to scale out better, how to build a diversified or inclusion of different type of creativity as well as sustainability models in organization. Right? And we talk about continuous delivery, where we focus more on how to do architecture better, how to handle continuous testing, how to handle security better in a continuous way, etc. or a handle. And in terms of continuous reliability, how to build your reliability engineering better, right? How to build a system of more resilience so that it can handle the load of the system better. Okay, and evolutionary architecture is more towards how an organization can evolve continuously than bringing architecture at the instead of 5-year plan. It just continuous way of evolving an organization and validate it continuously as we go through. Right? And last but the least, it's a culture which is more about how an organization can grow and bring value in terms of generative model. Right? Here we just want to talk about what we add value here. So we have around 4 courses, as Leo talked about. First course is more of your laying a foundation at the breadth of knowledge, which gives you a broader spectrum of what DevOps is and what DevOps is not, and taking all this key patterns, best practices across here. Right? And the next two courses will be focused at the practitioner level, going in depth of working towards security, and also in terms of your architectural aspect in terms of a practitioner course. And the last one is on your leadership level. Okay. Quickly go through, I'll try to quickly go all the modules of a professional course. Here we are talking about 2-day courses and 16-hour pattern again. The first day we'll try to cover more towards your software delivery challenges, understanding the pain areas, understand the current patterns of what is not working. And then we talk about the principles and drivers of DevOps, uh, and talk about cultural aspect and lean development and management model. And on the day 2, we'll try to cover more towards your delivery and reliability patterns, and then how to start a DevOps journey, right? At both at the organization level, at the individual level, right? So this give you a broader spectrum of what DevOps is. And the next course we are launching on the security aspect at the practitioner level. So how they can apply security much in broader spectrum. Here we again, you can see the same pattern, like we have a principles and practices and how this can help organization for delivery as well as operations aspect, balancing between architecture, compliances, and how to do threat intelligence. It's a broader approach of how we do it. Okay. And it's more hands-on, more practical, so that people can experience the whole pattern of both blue and red team models in terms of security. And in terms of course availability, we are happy to launch this course coming December. The course, professional course, will be available for the general people to go through it from December, early December. And practitioner course of DevSecOps will be available in January 2021. And the practitioner and the leadership course will be available sooner in 2021. Um, and the last thing which I want to highlight here is how we build this community of DevOps teams, where how we can help the trainer model. Here we are trying to give a 2-day coaching for trainers to embark in this journey, mainly from different backgrounds. Uh, we try to make sure they get the enough ammunition to go and help organizations spread the do a quality trainings and have fun, have interactive, especially when you do a in this pandemic, how to do virtual sessions. We prepare them in a rich way to make it more interactive, and also set up the labs so that easy for them to make the sessions better, right? With this, I just want to quickly pause here and complete the session. And any questions, Andrea, you can know, or we can open for sessions. Questions. Andrea, Leo, am I still audible?
Sorry,
Yes. I hope everyone can hear me now. Thank you so much for that, Harry. If anyone have any questions, let us know in the comment section. I have also shared the landing page where everyone can find some more information about this. As Harry just mentioned, Iski and both are partnering in order to launch a DevOps certification program. So thank you very much for this. I don't know if you would like to mention something else, and Leo as well.
I like to put the link if you want more details. We have a website. Probably Andrea can add that link for people to go through. Also, if you need to reach out to us, you can reach out to us info@devon.nl for more questions.
Yes, I will be sharing this right now in the comment section, and it will be showing also in the screen in which you can see this as well. If anyone have any questions, let us know in the comment section, and we can, Harry and Leo can answer these for you today. And the email address is showing on screen is info@devon.nl.
I know.
So I cannot see any questions for the time being. So something I wanted to mention, would you like to also mention onto some of the benefits about getting certified on the new DevOps program? Let's have a look. I've also shared the links in which everyone can find some more information about this in the comment section as well. Oh, you got some nice likes and from Facebook and also from LinkedIn, I can see. Lovely. So I've shared the comments and I've also shared the landing page in which you can find some more information. There don't seem to be any questions for the time being. I just want to say once again, thank you so much for taking your time today and the great presentation. If you would like to mention anything else for the time being, we still have a couple more minutes if you would like.
Maybe on the practical side, the exam is 40 multiple choice questions.
Yeah.
And you need 26 correct answers in order to pass the exam. Okay, that's a normal percentage, 65% of correct answers in order to pass. It was not in the presentation, but that's how we have designed it at the moment.
Lovely, thank you for that. And also wanted to say for everyone, this is the new DevOps certification program. So if anyone watching would like to find out more, or this is also going to be recorded in the future, you're more than welcome to see the links that have been shared in the comment section. So you can find out some more information as well on this topic, or send an email to info@devon.nl, where everyone can also ask any questions that you may have. So I think there's no questions for the time. Thank you for that. So I have a question here. So it says from Facebook, what are the prerequisites?
I will take this question, Leo. For the first professional course, it's basic knowledge of Agile, or it will be useful, but not mandatory. And it doesn't need to be more technical. It's your practical experience of how your work will help. Right? There's no big requirement for the professional. But if you go to DevOps security, probably you should have your professional course background that can help you to be security, and your security background will help a lot. Hope I answered your question, Debbie. You're on mute, Andrea.
Apologies for that. Now, yes, I hope you can hear me now. So thank you for that. I hope that answered your question. If anyone else have any questions, let us know right here, and then you will have the chance to get your live answer as well. Okay, so I think that is all the questions for this evening. Thank you so much, Harry and Leo, for joining us today. It says thank you. Lovely. Yes, everyone says thank you. Okay, lovely. So I think those are all the questions for today. And thank you for joining us, Harry and Leo. If anyone have any questions, we have put also the email on the comment section for anyone to ask as well. Thank you very much for everyone watching and in the future as well. And take care and have a nice day as well.
Thank you, Andrea. Harry.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.